Bubba Horwitz. He is with BubbaTrading.com. That's what he calls his website, which, by the way, is quite spectacular. All kinds of great information on there, and lots of insight into the markets that you won't hear other places. So, Todd, kudos to you on that. I hope everybody checks that out. As we take a look here at the livestock trade today, this cattle market has really been floundering around searching for direction, but maybe it has found it. Here in the last hour of trade, we have the August live cattle now $2.50 higher at 111.40. We're getting up there close to $3 off of our low today.
Right.
Only 2 ticks from the high right now. October up $1.48 at 110.38. That's 1 tick from its high of the day. In the feeder cattle trade, we had been lower much of the morning, but now we have August feeders 78 higher at 139.38. That's on the high of the day right now. September up 85 at 138.50. So set the stage for us. What are we watching right now?
Well, if you were listening to Commodity Wrap this morning, you would have heard that we were a buyer of cattle down there, and just for these reasons. But I think the more important thing to really look at here, Marlon, is do we actually get a steady move? I don't want to see this herky-jerky stuff. It's hard to trade. It's not real to the market. Live cattle made a great move today. It was lower, started to go up higher, sold off a little bit, and now is kind of peaking, which I think is great action. And feeders as well did the same thing. They were much lower. They were down, I think, almost $1.50 this morning before now turning around and getting positive. But the real key here, I think, is today's close and then tomorrow's open. That'll give us a much better clue. I like cattle, as you know. I think it's a great spot to own. I think, yes, we can go a little bit lower, but I think that the risk-reward model, again, I always try to measure out where my risk comes to. And my risk here, I believe, is if I was short cattle, I'd be nervous. If I'm long cattle, I'm very comfortable here because I think it has a much greater chance to work higher. And I think we're going to see some changes that will help go ahead and push this higher as well. So I think the factors that have weighed against it will now start to turn forward because we've already trashed them as much as we can, in my opinion. As we mentioned this morning, you're playing that risk-reward ratio there on the cattle, but can that apply to the hogs right now? You know, the hogs are very precarious here. I'm non-committal because I think that 78 is a key level. If we can go down and hold 78, or we can start to consolidate around here in August at 78, I think there's a chance we can go higher. But if we cannot hold this 78 level, I think we're going to go lower. You've watched the spread. You mentioned it this morning out to December, and it continues to widen, which is indication that there's going to be some pressure coming down. So the real key here is whether or not we can hold 78. If we hold 78, I would become more positive. If not, I have to be very careful in here. All right, Todd, thanks for the analysis. Excellent stuff. As always, appreciate that, and I'll talk with you again tonight on the Rural Evening News. Thanks, Ron. Todd Horwitz of BubbaTrading.com in Chicago. And one quick peek at the lean hogs. We do have the August contract trading higher, excuse me, a little bit higher, 38 cents higher. In fact, it's 79.55 there, Mark.
Very good.